Guys who don't maybe necessarily get crunch time and big fourth quarter minutes aside from some foul trouble. And what did you think of how those guys were?
Yeah, I just thought we had a great run. I thought that lineup to start the fourth quarter gave us good stuff. I think it was 96-85. They were playing well on both ends of the floor. I thought Jordan did a great job on Banchero in the second half, and that's just what we have to do. You have to build trust in those moments, and it's a credit to those guys. They delivered. And that's it.
Joe, that group in the fourth, it was Derek, it was Ugo, Jordan, I think.
Derek Payton, Ugo, Jordan, Nimi.
What did you see from that group? So, sort of like that, but like it feels like this was an example of when that sort of aggressive defensive style can work out in the group of body. Like, how did that affect the game on both ends of the floor?
Yeah, I mean, again, it always comes down to the three things. We didn't get beat in transition. We limited them to one shot, and we got good shots at the other end, and we crashed and got offensive rebounds, and so we just made those connection plays. So we got back on defense, rebounded, got out, got some easy ones when we ran, made some shots. If we didn't make them, we got a couple extra possessions. Ugo made a big shot. Jordan made 2 big shots. And then I thought, Peyton and Derek and Nimi and Luka held down the fort defensively in that. So it just comes down to those things, and you got to do them longer than the other team, and those guys did it tonight.
And then last game, they got off to that hot start from 3. They made 10 fewer in this game. Was there anything you guys changed that you thought, or was it just?
Sure didn't.
They cut it to 1, and then you had 2 possessions with a lot of ball movement that led to open 3. But what went into those sequences there?
Those are just plays that we have. I mean, I think they cut it to 1, and some of that was on a free throw, so on a dead ball, we just got some good movement, some good execution. I think what we're doing, it's a tough balance between wanting to play fast in the fourth quarter, get extra possessions, but then also I thought our guys did a good job of fighting to get the right spacing and the right matchup and the right versus the right coverage there. And so I think it's just, that was the guys trusting each other, trusting the offense.
I want to know the difference between Friday's game and tonight's game and the strategy for tonight. And also I want to know about the job from Luka and Simmons from the bench. They combined for 41 points. So how about the difference Friday and Thursday?
Yeah, I thought we played with the same level of effort and physicality in both games. I thought tonight we did a better job executing. They still shot 32 free throws, but, I thought we did a better job in our shifts. We did a better job in our closeouts. The other night we left our feet on a ton of closeouts and gave guys drives there. Did a better job on that. I thought our offensive execution was good, but I think we had some good individual performers from guys that have kind of, been working hard, and I think Anthony in the first half really got us going. He also made them change their pick and roll coverage, which, was great. He had 25 in the first half, didn't score, but he constantly gave us a 2-on-1 in the second half in his minutes. I thought Lucas rebounding on both ends of the floor. I thought Jordan and Ugo. I thought Peyton's defense. I thought, obviously Derek made some big time plays, and Jalen's been Jalen. So hopefully I didn't forget anyone. Sam hasn't shot the ball well, but he's played defensively just solid. So I think it was just we had some great individual performances, and we were able to pull together some execution there in the second half that we didn't quite do last game. So we just got to fight to be able to get the effort, physicality, and execution, more consistently.
What goes into that, and how can a game like this kind of help that process?
Yeah, just execution, knowing it. Like Jordan was tremendous on Banchero tonight, knowing exactly his tendencies, his communication. We didn't get beat on pick and roll coverages, so it really is just execution. It's that simple. Execution, and then, can you move the needle forward on the offensive end, whether it's making shots, whether it's crashing, whether it's, generating there. And so, both those young guys executed the tendencies very well, and they made some shots, and they also got us extra possession. So they just got to keep working. But it's execution of the details, it's effort, it's toughness.
Last question.
Joe, you've said that Jordan has kind of been the same even when he hasn't been playing. Like he's kind of had the same level of consistency.
Yeah.
He said after the Wizards game he was kind of playing like his life was on the line.
Beautiful quote.
Yeah, how do you kind of see this merge for him where like he's been working behind the scenes and then it seems like it's translating an opportunity, but like we don't see a lot of what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's a deep quote, and it's probably not serious, but you have to have that type of sense of urgency, when especially for a young player, and it's hard to teach that, it's hard to simulate that, it's hard to do that, but he's turned it on, and he's had that sense of urgency as if he's playing like his basketball life is on the line, and he should play that way, and it's a credit to him. So, one of the reasons why I trusted him and went with him was because of his work ethic behind the scenes. His body language and work ethic never changed even when he wasn't playing, and I told him, you seem to forget, like, you guys are the only guys that I worked with when I in the NBA as an assistant, so I know what they're going through physically, mentally, psychologically, and emotionally, and it just doesn't matter, and you just got to do it. So he's done a great job of just doing that, and he's got to keep it up. He's got to, it's easy to, now that you got minutes, to relax, and you have to, even when you're playing well, to make sure you play like your life's on the line. So he's got to keep doing it. What do you got?
Yeah, Coach, obviously these 2 games in Orlando, it's a long marathon of the season, but the goal is typically to get better or maintain what's going well. What can you take from these 2 games in Orlando to kind of go with that?
Yeah, the effort, physicality, execution. I think, and again, there's 10, 15 possessions that have changed the game. We didn't execute a baseline out of bounds tonight, and that gave them 2 points at the end. So, like, even though we won and, you guys are asking all positive questions, there's still 15 things that we screwed up that we have to watch tomorrow and get better at. And that happens whether you win or lose. And if Wendell Carter makes that top of the key 3 when we retreat to the paint and we're not in the proper coverage, it's a different game. So, like, the win and loss doesn't even matter. It's 10, 15 possessions that go your way or they don't, and you got to get better at those things over the course of an entire season. So, that's kind of where we're at, is like we've had 36 to 40 minutes of good basketball, and we got to get better at those 15 possessions that if they didn't go our way, they would have cost us the game.
Certainly better to learn and win, hey, Coach?
I don't think that's necessarily true.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks.
Thanks, Joe.